Hey guys, we got our first developer letter for HUNTER NENxSURVIVOR. I have not read this yet, because I want to read this together with you and then talk about the results. Before we hop in though, let's talk about what this letter should include and what it should be. What is the most important stuff to include here? Because yeah, there are some things here. Two things, at least in my opinion, these two things, they need to be addressed in this very letter. That is their chance. Here is one. I don't know what this is called. I call these things here perks. Maybe they are actually called support characters or whatever, right? The point is that these things are extremely unbalanced and we need adjustments. I can give you an example here with the very left hand side perk that you see here that throws a rebounding ball, right? That knocks enemies back. The quick attack is what it's called. This thing is incredibly broken and extremely busted, right? In my next video we're gonna talk about these things more. So here let me just briefly tell you that this quick attack is extremely strong. It is so strong in fact that it turned a little bit into a meme for me. I jokingly call this like a mechanic in the game is that a key mechanic in this game is you need to evolve your balls as fast as you possibly can, right? That's it. The faster or the earlier you get this perk in the first place, the stronger you will be. And the most effective way to increase your combat power in battle is to level this quick attack up as fast as possible. That is very RNG heavy, and since this is so overpowered, the RNG in these perks is a very bad thing. But the RNG is necessarily not a bad thing, but since these perks, these supportive characters here, are so highly unbalanced, it turns the RNG into a problem. I know that very good players, they start a match, right? They jump into a battle, and if they don't immediately get this quick attack right out of the gate, they restart the battle. In challenges, for example, they want this on the very first screen. They want to obtain this quick attack, otherwise they just simply restart. And to put this a little bit into perspective, we can talk about other perks here, like the pepper confetti or the lacking spark. Look, yeah, the damage, the difference in damage between the quick attack and this pepper confetti is an absolute joke, of course. But lacking spark, let's read this, right? It unleashes flames around and it removes poison from the field. That's the kicker. There are stages here where there's a lot of poison on the ground and this poison is very, very strong. So the idea here is to give us a perk to counteract this poison from the field. That in some stages where the poison is very prevalent, this perk would be really, really nice because we would be able to remove the poison from the field. That is a very good idea, and this would be good game design if this perk would be better, right? Or other perks would be worse. If the balancing overall would be better, it would be a brilliant and very, very good idea to do things that way. The problem is that even in stages where poison is all over the field everywhere, you always avoid this lacking spark perk at all costs anyways, because it is a detrimental thing to take this as you decrease your combat power, right? Taking the soaring arrow here in this specific example would be much, much better because you increase your combat power, you increase your damage, and you kill enemies with it, while just removing a poison is simply not enough. And again, even in stages where there is poison, you want to avoid this perk at all costs. So please address it right now in the letter that you will do some balancing adjustments for these perks here. That would be very nice to see. And another very, very important thing is the gacha. Not in particular, right? Let me explain. You see here, this is a gacha game. And whenever a new gacha game releases, early on, the stages early on, right, when you just created your account, the first week is like the most important time you will ever have in a gacha game. Why? Because you still have access to all the content and all the currency and all the tickets, all the gold, all the crystals that this content gives out to you. So what this means is, you at the beginning of playing a gacha game, you have more currency available to yourself than you will ever have in the future. You will never have as much pull currency, gold, crystals than you have right now. You know, that's why it is so important to reroll, right, and to save all of your pull currency up for later banners and to not waste your pull currency, because pull currency in every gacha game becomes scarce. That's why the beginning is so incredibly important. Here in Hunter x Hunter Nen Impact, that is not as true as for every other single gacha game in existence, because the content here doesn't reward you with pull currency. The rewards here that you gain from clearing content are absolute jokes. You know what I mean? You basically could say in the end, you get absolutely nothing. Look, I'm playing this game every single day. I have, since it's released, right? I have not pulled a single time on any banner here whatsoever. I saved up all my pull currency, and I have spent money in this game somewhere in between 30 to 40 bucks. I've bought the monthly pass, I bought the free license, I've bought some additional ticket stuff, right, from the shop here that is called Others. I've bought like $6 packs here, I bought $1 packs here, stuff like that. So the point that I'm trying to get across is that I'm a day one player, I play every day. I have not pulled a single time. I have saved all my pull currency up. I have not pulled a single time on anything, and I spent a pretty good amount of money already with like 40 bucks. You know what I mean? That is not a joke, believe it or not. And all I have is 64 tickets. Now, again, that wouldn't be too much of an issue to begin with. As a free-to-play, once they release a new character, you should you should have the 50 tickets that you need to guarantee yourself one character available. So, what's the big deal here? The big deal is that you can see this on your screen right here, that I'm not guaranteed the character that I'm looking for. Let's say I want to obtain myself Kurapika right now. So let me put in 50 tickets to pull 50 times. That doesn't guarantee me Kurapika. No, absolutely not. I could end up putting all my 64 tickets in here and I obtain absolutely nothing but the very worst S-rank character in the game, which is Leorio or maybe even Netaro, right? That would then lead to me wasting all my pull currency that is extremely scarce even at the beginning of the game. That, I'm telling you, right? So, when these banners here go away in a week and they release a new character, let's say this is gonna be my favorite character in the Hunter x Hunter franchise, Crollo. I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna do like what, 70, 80 pulls maybe, and I can only guarantee myself one of these S-rank characters. If I'm not gonna obtain Crollo, and I'm sitting here after all of my pulls with Leorio, I'm gonna be extremely pissed, extremely disappointed, and I mean, I don't know if I will then keep playing the game. I'm gonna be honest, because that is unacceptable, you know. I did everything right. I played this game every single day for quite a few hours. I saved up all my pool currency. I spent money into this game, and if I end up not getting the character that I want, but I get dog shit like Leorio because the gacha system is random dog shit, that's gonna be rough, you know what I mean? And I'm sure I'm not the only one who would call it like that. So, for this developer letter, address balancing changes concerning the perks, and tell us, please, that we're gonna get some kind of pool currency via events, or if they release a new character, you gain one copy of the new character at least for the 50 pulls guaranteed, and it's not gonna be random bullshit, right? So we need something like that. Give us more tickets, or fix these banners. Let's see now and read the letter finally. Yeah, sorry, I talked way too much, but that's me. I always go into a lot of detail with everything that I do. Okay, so Director's Letter Volume 1. To all players of Hunter x Hunter NENxSURVIVOR, hello, I'm Natsume, the director. Since our release on February 18, we have been delighted to have so many players join us, and we sincerely thank you all. We will see if you sincerely thank us all later down the line. Right now, that is just something that you could just say. If you thank us, reward us for playing your game. Reward us for going with you on your journey. Reward us with cool things for playing your game. Okay? We're gonna wait and see. If you are honest, Natsume. At the same time, we deeply apologize for any inconvenience caused to some players due to bugs. We are actively investigating and fixing these issues simultaneously, and we have increased our team to address them. We are contacting affected players sequentially, so we kindly ask for your patience as we work through this. Feature improvements and content additions. While these are still in the future, we would like to share what we can currently announce regarding upcoming feature improvements. As bug fixes and preparations for the US release remain our top priority, these updates will take time to deliver. However, we would like to share our future outlook alongside this information. Yeah, okay. Fixing bugs. I guess there are bugs, I have not encountered any. Making your game stable for the US release is okay, but yeah, this cannot be everything, right? You should go a little bit into more detail and be a little bit more transparent here, and tell us what the preparations that you do for the US release actually are, right? Okay, anyways. Recommended combat power displayed. No, don't do this. Don't do this. I can already tell you what they are gonna do. When you hop into a stage, they're gonna give you a number that represents or is an indicator of how much combat power you should have. That it doesn't work in this game, because your combat power drastically differs from battle to battle, because as I mentioned earlier, with these perks or supportive characters, whatever they are called, the balancing there is ass. And so your combat power depends on how fast you can or cannot upgrade your balls. So a combat power display is completely out of place. Anyways, let's keep reading. We plan to display a recommended combat power. Yeah, this is absolute dog shit, and they're wasting their time. This is merely a guideline. Yeah, of course, that's why it's not needed, right? Your game is not balanced well enough to have something like that. Also, like the characters, you know what I mean? It is like I'm telling you, if you like put your team in with like Leorio, for example, or you would use Machi instead of Leorio, but they both are the same levels and they're both elite characters, they will have a very similar combat power number displayed, while these characters are day and night differences, right? Universes exist between these characters' power level, and the number that they will show will not represent that, and they will pretend their game is actually well balanced and Machi and Leorio are on the same level, which is of course clearly not the case, right? Fuck these numbers, get them out of here. We don't need them. Absolutely not needed. Exceeding it doesn't guarantee clearing the stage. You don't say, but we're implementing it to help players gauge their progress. Okay, do whatever you please, you're wasting your time. Auto function improvements. Yeah, the autoplay is complete ass, it's unusable, and you will not be able to fix this. Just saying, we will enhance auto battle behavior for greater convenience. Our auto system, I don't even want to read this, right? I'm not. No one is playing this game on autoplay, you're tripping if you do. It's completely irrelevant. Buy the monthly pass and then you can use your stamina to meditate. No autoplay, please. Adjustments to certain boss mechanics. We have received various feedback, but overall, let me just take a guess. People complained about this game being too difficult and they're now gonna reduce the difficulty. Watch this. We have received various feedback, but overall we have gotten many positive comments like, challenging is fun. However, we recognize that some mechanics can feel unfair. I knew it. People are scrubs, they suck, they cry, and the developers now bending down to cater to these scraps, dude. Oh god, it's disgusting. And we are considering adjustments with future content. Now, yeah, okay, you are wasting your time. You are listening to crybabies. Don't do this kind of crap. Volume adjustment. Okay, not even gonna read that. UI improvements. Addition of character development content. We plan to end content where you can collect character development materials. Again, you are not being transparent here. You are talking in riddles and this sentence answers nothing, tells us nothing. Now we have more questions than we had before we got this letter. What is this? What do you mean character development? What kind of materials? Do these materials already exist in the game? We pretty much only need gold, and that's gonna be about that. What other materials are you talking about? What is that content gonna look like? Are they new stages? Like, what is going on? You know what I mean? Trash sentence. I hate this letter with a passion already. But this is mostly the case for like every single game. These letters, like the developers are so out of their mind and are so out of touch. They are talking in riddles. It's always going on my nerves. And nothing that I addressed earlier is even like addressed here. Like, what even is this, bro? This covers the game's system and operational policies we can share at this time. This covers the game systems and operational policies we can share at this time. Welcome to America. World Hunt bosses will rotate weekly from now on, so please experiment with different strategy. There is nothing to experiment with. It's, can I upgrade my balls fast enough or can I not? How big is my wallet? There is no experimentation. What are you talking about? Strategy, team composition. How do we get different team compositions if the gacha is that predatory? Oh, God, Jesus Christ, save me. We will continue expanding the game to enhance your enjoyment. Yeah. When? With what? Finally, upcoming announcements. Since this first letter might feel a bit sparse, a bit is generous. We will end with a small preview. Hey! Now tell us something. Tell us something. Don't talk in riddles. Say something. This week, we plan to deliver one exciting announcement. What did I just say? Tell me something. Don't talk in riddles. Exciting announcement? You got to be fucking kidding me, bro. And one long await, I mean, burn this. Burn this. I don't want to read this. These developers suck big fucking. I'm done, guys. I hope that was fun and informative. I hope this rant, me getting pissed here, was entertaining. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Anyways, until next time, take care of yourselves. Have a great day. Peace.